Let me guess, you're here because debt has you feeling like you're staring in a Titanic and your bank account is the iceberg. Close enough? The average American household carries $96,371 in debt, according to the Federal Reserve in 2023. Yikes, that's like buying a brand new luxury car every year and never actually get in the car. Today I'm going to show you how to budget your way out of debt and take control over your finances. No icebergs, no sinking ships, just a clear plan to help you stay afloat and start moving forward. Alright, before we dive into paying off your debt, let's take a step back and actually understand what you're up against. The first thing you need to do is to get everything down on paper. This means credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, medical bills, even that $50 you owe your friend for pizza. You can't tackle what you can't see, so make a comprehensive list of everything you owe. Include the total amount due, the minimum monthly payment, and the interest rate for each one. If it's not in front of you, it's easy to pretend it's not a problem, but we all know it is, so face it head on. Next, look at the interest rates. Trust me, these numbers matter more than you think. High interest debts like credit cards can cause you to pay way more than you actually owe. Here is what you need to know. Credit cards can have interest rates ranging from 16 to 25%. Student loans, on the other hand, tend to be lower, between 4 and 7%. Car loans and personal loans fall somewhere in between, depending on your credit score, usually between 6 and 13%. Americans paid over $120 billion in credit card interest last year. That's not kind of payment you want to make. Finally, split your debts into good and bad categories. Good debt, mortgages, student loans, business loans, they help build your future. Bad debt, credit cards, payday loans, and anything that wraps up interest quickly. Basically, any debt that makes you say, "Why did I buy that?" the moment you see your bill. Understanding what you owe and how much it's costing you will give you the clarity to decide how to tackle each type of debt. High interest debt should be your first priority to pay off, so you can stop throwing money away on interest. Now that you have full understanding of your debt situation, what's the next step? Let's get down to the strategy of paying it off. One of the most effective ways to do this is with the solid budgeting strategy. Lucky for you, I know a few. The beauty of the spreadsheet budgeting method lies in its simplicity. Start by listing all your income sources at the top of the spreadsheet. Below that, create categories for your expenses, essentials like rent, groceries, and utilities, followed by discretionary spending like dining out and entertainment. The last and most important category: debt payments. Here is how it gets powerful for debt repayment. By tracking every single expense, you can see exactly how much money is available to redirect toward debt. It's not just about spotting overspending, it's about finding opportunities. Maybe you notice you're spending $200 a month on a takeout. By cutting that in half, you have freed up $100 to throw at your credit card balance. Every time you update your spreadsheet, you are reminded of your progress. It's like watching your debt shrink in real time. Plus, there is something satisfying about seeing those numbers shift in your favor. Sure, it takes effort, but so does everything worth achieving. And when you finally see your debt balance hit zero, trust me, that's a moment worth of all spreadsheets in the world. With zero-based budgeting, you start by calculating your total monthly income. Then you assign every single dollar a purpose until you're left with zero at the end of the month. That doesn't mean you're broke, it means your money is fully accounted for and working toward your financial goals. Here is how it helps with paying off debt. First, it forces you to be intentional about prioritizing your debt repayment. Instead of treating it as an afterthought, you allocate a specific amount to your debt before spending it on anything else. This ensures your debt repayment gets the same amount of attention as your rent and groceries. Second, it helps you find hidden money. By assigning every dollar a purpose, you'll likely notice areas where you overspending. Maybe you're dropping $150 a month on subscriptions you don't even use. By cutting back on those, you can reallocate that money directly to your debt payments. Lastly, zero budgeting gives you clarity. If you are juggling multiple debts, you can plan exactly how much goes to each one. This method takes the guesswork out of debt repayment. You're not just hoping there is money left at the end of the month to throw at your credit card bill, you're making sure of it. It's disciplined, it's focused, and most importantly, it works. If debt has been running the show, zero-based budgeting helps you take back control. And hey, there is no better feeling than telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Let's move on to the 50-30-20 rule, a simple, no-nonsense approach to budgeting that even your distracted, social media-loving self can handle. It's straightforward, effective, and doesn't require you to be a math wizard. The beauty of the 50-30-20 rule is that it ensures debt repayment is included in your budget without feeling overwhelming. The minimum payments are covered under needs category, while 20% allocation gives you room to aggressively tackle debt. For example, let's say you earn $4,000 a month after taxes. Under this method, $2,000 covers needs, $1,200 is for wants, and $800 is for financial goals. That $800 can go directly toward paying down high-interest debt, significantly speeding up your payoff timeline. It also gives you structure. By capping your wants at 30%, you are less likely to overspend on unnecessary items. This means more money can be funneled toward debt without feeling like you're living on ramen noodles. The 50-30-20 rule gives you permission to spend responsibly while still prioritizing your debt repayment. And let's be real, when your debt starts shrinking, it's way more satisfying than a $12 latte. Okay, almost as satisfying. When it comes to paying off debt, there is no one-size-fits-all strategy. Some people like to go straight to the jugular, tackling their high-interest debt first. Others prefer starting small and building momentum along the way. Enter the avalanche and snowball methods, two of the most popular strategies for paying off debt. Let's talk about avalanche method, a debt repayment strategy that's all about attacking those high-interest debts first. Think of it as the ruthless, no-mercy approach to paying off what you owe. Here is how it works. Start by listing all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. Make minimum payments on all your debts, but throw extra money you have toward the debt that has highest interest rate. Once that debt is paid off, take the amount you were paying and apply it to the next high interest debt. The logic behind this method is simple. High interest rate costs you the most over time. By tackling it first, you are minimizing how much you pay in interest, which helps you save money in the long run. For example, imagine you have the following debts: $5,000 on credit card at 18% interest, $3,000 in personal loan at 12% interest, and $10,000 in car loan at 6% interest. Under the avalanche method, you'd focus on paying off credit card first while still making minimum payments on personal loan and car loan. Once the credit card is gone, you'd take money you were putting toward it and apply it to the personal loan. Then repeat the process with the car loan. The avalanche method is great for those who want to save as much money as possible while paying off their debt. It's not about quick wins, it's about playing the long game and avoiding unnecessarily interest payments. Next up is the snowball method, a strategy for people who need a little psychological boost to stay motivated. If the avalanche method is about logic, the snowball method is about feelings. Still, sometimes feelings win. Here is how it works. List all your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring interest rates. Pay the minimum on all your debts, but put extra money you have toward the smallest debt first. Once that debt is paid off, take the amount you are paying and apply it to the next smallest debt. Rinse and repeat until you are debt-free. The idea is to gain momentum. Paying off that first smallest debt gives you a psychological win, like crossing something off your to-do list. It feels good and it motivates you to keep going. For example, you owe $500 on a store credit card, $2,000 on a personal loan, and $5,000 on a car loan. Using the snowball method, you'd focus on paying off the $500 first. Once it's gone, you take that payment and apply it to the $2,000 loan. By the time you get to the $5,000 car loan, you've built so much momentum, it's like you sprinting to the finish line. The snowball method is effective because it builds confidence. For many, seeing immediate progress, even if it's small, makes sticking to a debt repayment plan easier. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. If you want to pay off your debt faster, one of the best ways to do do that is by cutting unnecessary expenses. We've all been there, signing up for a free trial and forgetting to cancel it, only to find out you are paying for a service that you never use. You are tired, you are hungry, and the delivery apps are just a tap away. But those small, frequent meals out can drain your wallet faster than you can say extra guac. You know those small, I'll just grab these items at a checkout? They might seem harmless, but they add up. A new phone case, a fancy coffee, or that cute jacket you totally need all contribute to your debt. By identifying and eliminating those unnecessary expenses, you can free up more of your income to put toward your debt repayment. Reducing impulse purchases and unnecessary subscriptions means more of your money is working for you instead of disappearing on the things that aren't really adding value to your life. Now let's talk about something that often overlooked in the debt payoff game: increasing your income. Because while cutting expenses is important, sometimes you just need a little extra cash to make a real dent in that balance. And hey, there is no shame in getting creative. Whether you are a graphic designer, a writer, or have a hack for social media, freelancing can be a great way to bring in some extra cash. Sites like Upwork and Fiverr are gold mines for finding gigs. Got a talent for photography, dog walking, or tutoring? Side hustles like this can boost your income significantly. Take a look around your home. There is probably a bunch of stuff that you don't use that can be sold for quick cash. That treadmill doubling as a clothes rack? It could fund a credit card payment. Just don't sell your soul to another pyramid scheme. That's another kind of debt you don't want. Trust me, there is no such thing as easy money in those. Boosting your income doesn't always require a 9-to-5 grind. With the right side hustle or freelancing gig, you could be putting those extra cash toward your debt and speeding up your journey to the financial freedom. Picture this: you're laser focused on paying off debt, and then bam, your car breaks down or your phone decides to take an unplanned swim. Emergencies are life's way to say, surprise, bet you didn't budget for this. That's why an emergency fund isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Paying off debt is crucial, but without a safety net, one unexpected expense can throw you right back into the debt cycle. An emergency fund keeps you from resorting to credit cards or payday loans when life happens. Begin with a goal of $500 to $1,000. It's enough to cover common emergencies like car repairs or medical co-pays. Set up automatic transfers to a dedicated savings account. Even $20 a week adds up faster than you think. Once your debt is under control, aim to build a fund that can cover 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Think of it this way: an emergency fund is like insurance for Murphy's Law, because if something can go wrong, it probably will. Remember, emergencies don't wait until it's convenient. By setting aside even a small amount, you can avoid derailing your debt payoff progress when life inevitably throws a curveball. Clearing your debt feels amazing, but staying debt-free, that's where a real challenge begins. It's like finishing a marathon. You don't want to trip over the finish line and end up right back at the start. So how do you stay on track and avoid those financial landmines? Avoid payday loans. This might seem as a quick fix, but with the sky-high interest rates, they are more like a financial black hole. Translation: once you're in, it's hard to escape. Rethink credit card usage. Credit cards can be useful tools, but they're not free money. Use them for essentials you can pay off in full each month. Think groceries, not luxury handbags. Track your spending. Apps like Mint or You Need a Budget can keep you accountable. Sure, you could borrow money to buy a shiny new toy, or you could, not? Radical? I know. But trust me, much smarter. If you don't know where your money is going, it's probably running off to Starbucks. Now that you've got the tools to tackle that, it's time to take the first step: assess your debt. Seriously, grab a notepad or open a spreadsheet and face it head on. It's the only way to start winning the battle. I want to know, what's your game plan? Are you Team Snowball, chipping away those small debts first, or Team Avalanche, taking down those high-interest ones? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, a debt-free life isn't a dream, it's a goal you can achieve. Start today, no matter how small the step. And we'll talk more about Avalanche and Snowball methods in the next videos, so don't forget to subscribe to not miss any useful information.